Hello. Today I am back with another Sudoku, Fog of War Sudoku to be specific, from AstralSky. We're on the 10th one in the series. So yeah, let's get right into it. This is another, this one's a 4-star one, so I expect it to be trickier than some of the other more recent ones, because there have been a couple 3 stars in there. But yeah, okay, let's see. Choose 5 digits for each 5x5 grid, and then just a standard 5x5 Sudoku for each of them. But there could be different ones per grid. Normal arrow rules apply. All arrow circles are single digit. There's crop keys with all black dots given. Not necessarily all white dots, but all black dots. Let's see, a numpad index. I'm just going to actually open it up, because some of these other ones I might actually need to know more what's going on. Digits in a blue statue cell follow numpad index. The digit in the statue cell indicates a direction according to that digit's position to 5 in a numpad. So this is like the radar one from a couple ago. Yeah. And it's digits 0 to 9. So it could include 0. 5 and 0, or, well, 5 doesn't have a direction, and 0 is the same as 8, which would be down. The key is located somewhere in the direction of the statue within the 5x5 grids, and 2 keys. Okay, so whatever direction the statue points to, there's going to be keys somewhere within the 5x5 grid. It has to be in that direction. No 2 keys can be in the same row or column. Black cells are walls separating the grids, with 2 cells unblocked as a passageway. Red cells the identification door. You need to put the letter you see on the door into the key cell within the same 5x5 grid. After that, you'll get a letter from the key cell. Enter the letter you get on the key behind the door. Okay, so let's see. I suppose that means each of these ones that are in fog and aren't green are presumably the doors. And here I put the letter from there into the key, whatever cell is the key cell, and I'll get a letter from there that I then put into the green space to proceed to the next grid. Okay. And I guess that will reveal stuff. Alright, so let's get started. First of all, let's see, for this set of black dots, these 2 crop key sets are 2 of the things I think are most useful. Also, this arrow up here is going to be applicable with something. So let's see. There's only a finite number of ways to do to do 2 cells. So it's either 1 2, 2 4, 4 8, or 3 6. And it can't be 3 6 or 4 8. Well, it can't be 4 8 at all, because that'd just be too large. So no 8s are possible. Can't be 3 6, because that would be 9 here with a minimum of 3 here, which would break this. So we are guaranteed to have at least 1 2, and it's going to be some group of 1 2 and 4. So let's see, there's only a certain number of possible combinations for this. If I have a 4 here, it's going to be an 8, because 4, 2 and 2. If I have a 2 here, it can't be 2 4s, because that would be 10, so it could be either 1 4 and a 1, which is going to be 7, or it could be 2 1s, which would be a 4. And if I have a 1 here, then it's 2 2s, which would make it a 5. So those are the possibilities here, and let's see. 4 points left. 5 doesn't have a direction, which... I'm not sure if I can... I guess I theoretically could have the password be the same cell as the statue, which would just mean that I could have a 5 here. I would just put in whatever letter is in here into there. That would reveal something. Okay. Anyways, and then 7 would be this cell, and 8 could be any of those. Alright, so let's consider this one. So this one can be pretty much the same shtick. Actually, thinking about it, can I have a 4? Yeah, because both of these would be 1 and this would be a 2, so that's completely fine. For an 8 here, these would both be 2s, and that would be a 4, so that also doesn't break anything. For this one here, I don't actually know if this helps at all, thinking about it, considering the fact that, like, this just gives me 2 cells, right? So I don't actually think that's going to help. Alright. So I know 2 is guaranteed just within this box. That's fact. Here I have consecutive, which means 3 of the numbers have to be consecutive at least. And I guess that just means this one can't be 0 or 9. This one here has can't be 3, 6, or 9, I suppose. Likewise, this one here can't be 7, 8, 9, or 0. Which means this one has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. Which is not particularly helpful. Let's see, we have an arrow thing here. So one of these 2 could be the head of an arrow. But for this arrow, let's see. What's the smallest this could sum up to? I guess the answer is like, I could have 0 and 1 for all of these to get 2. And now I have a 0 here and a 0 here and 2 1s here. I could just have a 2 here and then it could be a sum of 3. Because I don't, white circles are not necessarily all given, so like, theoretically this could be a minimum sum of 3 for this area, so I don't really know. Every row and column does need to have a complete set of 0 to 9, so whatever digits are guaranteed in this box can't be in this one, right? So that means I can't have 2 just within this box at all, which means I must have 2 within this box. And I'm either missing 1 or 4 as well here, which means I need to have 1 or 4 in here. Also means I can't have any 2s amongst here, which also means that this group has a minimum of 3 for the outsides, because since I can't have 2, I also can't have 0 or 1, so this is a minimum of 3 here, which means this one here is something from 4 to 8. But can I have 4? Yes, if this one's 1, both of these are 2s, that could be a 5, so I could have 4. No, I can't actually, because if I don't have any 4s within any of this, right, then I need to have 1s and 2s here. It needs to be a 1 here and 2s in each of these, in which case I would have a 5 here, but then if I have a 4 in here, I need to also have a 5 in here. So this one also can't include 4, or can't have 5 in the middle because that would imply a 4 on the outside. So this one now is down to 6, 7, and 8. And then we get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the outsides. And one of these 3 is guaranteed to be a 7, which means I have a 7 somewhere in this box as well, although I don't really know where yet. But okay, there is that. Alright, which means I can't have a 7 in here, so this has to be 4, 5, or 8. Which means if I have a 2 here, both of these are 1s. If I have a 1 here, both of these are 2s. Which means neither of these can ever be 4, actually. So these are each either 1 or 2, and then this one could be 1, 2, or 4. Depending, and this one can be 4, 5, or 8. So, yeah. Alright. That also means, yeah, there's a 7 somewhere in this box, there's a 2 somewhere in this box. Let's see. If I have, this one here just can't be 3, 6, or 9, and it also can't be 2. So let's see. Can't be 3, 6, 9, or 2, so this one can be 0, 1, yeah, 0, 1, let's see, 4, 5, 8, which is too broad of a list to be helpful, so I'm going to scrap that for now. Okay. Let's see then. And this digit here is, yeah, a statue. So it's either telling me that this one or one of these 3 is Or I guess one of these 4 is going to be the key for that area. But yeah, alright. So if I'm missing both 1 and 2, then this cage is going to have to be 0 and some other digit twice. So it would have to be, yeah, just 0 and another digit. So let's see. Yeah, it seems completely possible. This one, if there's a 0 somewhere in this box, then I could be missing 2 and 4 and then have 1, 3 plus 1, 3. But then one of these two would have to be a 1, and that would break. So I can't have 0 in this box. I need to have 0 in somewhere in this box. So this one, these two both include 0. Because, yeah, I need to have a 0. And there has to be 0 somewhere in at least one of these 2 cage columns. It's unclear if it necessarily needs to be both. Because if I still have 2, 4... then like I could just have one of them be 0, 1, and then one of them could be 1, 3 or whatever, and I don't think there would be an issue there. But yeah. This box has to have a 2 in it, just like that one does. And okay. Let's see then. If this is a 3-6 sum, like if these are all 3 and 6, does that break anything? Then that would imply these ones just have to be 3 total digits, which is already, like, there's only 3 digits within this block anyways. So, yeah, if this is a 3-6 group, then I just have 3 of the digits from here, which means I either have, well, there's 3 possibilities there, but I also have to have a 2. I have 3 and 6 here, then I have 7, 8, and 9 in both of these for 3 of the digits. So there would actually be 2 possibilities here, which means it has to include 1 and 2 in here. Yeah, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 6 in either 4 or 5. And then this one here would be 0, 7, 8, 9, and then 1 of 4 and 5. So it'd have to have, I don't think that actually works, does it? Because since I would need to have both 1 and 2 here due to this one being forced to be 7, 8, 9, then I would need to have 0 and, well, then I would need to have 2 zeros within here, but then the smallest next digit is a 4. And since one of these has to be a number and it can't be 0 due to this column or this row already having 0, minimum digit for this would be like 6 or something, and that does break the arrow, which means I can't have 3, 6 in here, which means I need to have something involving 1, 2, 4, and 8. So I'm just going to mark that. These all have to be 1, 2, 4, or 8. This one can't be 8, just because it would go down off screen. Okay. So this one either, well, this one already has to have 2, but that doesn't necessarily determine which of these other digits it actually has. Because, let's see, if this one, for instance, has a 4, this could just be a bunch of 1, 2s. And then I would need to have 5 here, so 1 here and 2s in each of these, and then a 5. But, yeah. Alright. I guess that means that the key is somewhere amidst this clump. But, yeah. Okay. Okay. Which means that, based on this, I guess I could still have 3, 6 in here because they just have repeats. Wait. If I have 3 and 6 in here, then I have 7, 8, 9 here, and I guess I would just need to have... I just don't think, I just can't have 3, 6 actually in this group. So I just can't have, let's see, 0, 3 plus 0 plus 3 is already 6, so I just can't have, I can't have 6 just in this box, in either of these boxes, right? Because if I have a 6, then this box has to be 7, 8, 9, so this has to include both 1 and 2. Then this one would be a minimum of 0, 3, and 0, 3, which adds up to 6. One of these has to be another digit bigger than 6, so or let's see, bigger than that. So yeah, bricks, which means I just can't have 1, 2 in here. I can't have both 1 and 2 in here, which means I need to have an 8 here. That's not lighting up, so that means I have done something horribly wrong somehow. Why would that be? If I have both 1 and 2 in here, then the minimum for each of these is 0 and 3. So yeah, why doesn't it break if I just have 1s and 2s in here? That is the pressing question. Because clearly 8's the only way, I suppose, for me not to have 1 and 2. Or 7, but I need to have a 7 here, I think. Unless I was wrong about that. Let's see, if I have a 7 here, then I have 4, 2, and 1, which runs into the same issue. Because these... Because I need to have a minimum of 5 cells. These have to be 2 separate columns. So if I'm missing 1 and 2, then I have a minimum of 10, I think, because it said all arrows are single digit. So I can't have both 1 and 2 in here, because then it would be a minimum of 0, 3, and 4. So I can only have one of 1 and 2 in here, which means I need to have 2 in here. I can't have 1 in here, which means that I need to be 2s and 4s, which should mean that it's 4, 2, 2, and 8, which clearly isn't what was right. Because 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3. Because yeah, if I don't have 0 here, I need to have 1 and 2 both in here, which is clearly not the case in this scenario. So, why is that not the case? That's the real question. Since, yeah, I have to have 2 in here, because otherwise, without 2, it would have to be 3, 6, which breaks, so I need to have a 1, and then, yeah, I need to have a 1 in here, so why is this not working? Okay, so it's just, I figured I would check. It is just the fog does not want to clear for this cell, I suppose. Because I've checked everything. Let's see, am I spacing out on something completely? I guess it doesn't necessarily have to have the things light up. Alright, so I guess then, sure. Yeah, because like 5 doesn't... I guess the statue cell just doesn't light anything up, so good to know. I wasn't wrong. I was just... So I don't feel that bad about that then. Because like, you know, I don't want to run into a situation where I've just misunderstood rules again and don't get anywhere because of that. So one of these 3 is the key cell. That means 2, 4, and 8 are all in this box. And also a 6 is now guaranteed in this box. So it's 0, 6, 7, and 1. Because I need to have the 1, which means one of these is a 4 and one of these is a 4. Which is not that helpful actually to mark, so I'm not going to mark that yet. That means that one of these is going to be another key cell for a different thing, but yeah. So one of these is a 4, one of these is a 4. For this one now, 0, 1, 6, and 7. So let's see. I think even if I have a 3 here, I need to have... Can I do this with only 1, 0? If I have a 0 in here, then I could have 1, 3, and 1, 3. Wait, I can't... I also don't have 8 in here, so... I know that this is actually just 5, 6, 7. Which for some reason didn't light up anything. I'm not going to question that at the moment, because I don't have an 8 in here, so... And I can't have a 4 either. Which means, yeah, the central one has to be a 6, which I guess just isn't lighting things up for whatever reason. Okay, so I have... Yeah, and for some reason this is invalid. It might just be because of the weird size of the grid again. Because that issue has shown up sometimes, where that messes with things, so This one also includes a 5, and that means 3 and 9 are the remaining ones in here. So now then, let's see. So if I am missing a 0 on one of these, then it would have to be 1, 5, and something. So I need to have a 0 in here, and I need to have a 0 in here. For the remaining ones, in this side, I need to have a 1 as well, so it doesn't necessarily need to be this one. It's one of these two, though, is matched up somewhere, so yeah, one of those two has to be 0, I'm not sure which. Also, this is either going to be 5, 6, 7, or 0 and 1 paired. And since one of these two has to be a 0, just guaranteed, it's either 0, 1, or this one is 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, or 7. Which, if this is 5, 6, or 7, then I need to have 0 and 1 here, and 0, 1 here. Also, this can't be a 7, it has to be 5 or 6, because 7 is already the largest digit. 5 or 6, let's see, I have two 1s in here actually, right? So, it's going to be, yeah, 0, 1 and 0, 1, 5, which adds up to 7, so now then I know that this one here is actually 1 or 6, and this is 0 or 5, which means that this one is 1 or 0, and this one could be 0, 1, or 5, and this one could be 0, 1, or 5, and then these ones are 0, 1, or 7, I suppose, although it's not clear which yet. But alright. Yeah, 0 and 1 here, 0, 1, 5, 7, yeah, 0, 1, 5, 7 there. Let's see. If this is 0, this is a 1, which would break this cell, because this column needs to be 0 and 1, right? Or this row needs to be 0, 1, which means this has to be a 5, or not? I'm just not going to question it yet, because it might just be only certain cells reveal fog. So this has to be a 5 then, and a 6 here, which means I'm going to get a 0 and a 1 there, and a 0 and a 1 here, and 7 there, and then a 6 here and a 5 here. Yeah, I guess just only some cells actually light up stuff. That's weird, but not surprising considering the way the grid is set up. That means here I have 6, 7, here I have 5, 6, 7. Let's see, this one could be, theoretically, can be a 1 still, or a 0, or 5 or 7 actually, so I'm not super confident yet as to where that one goes. This is 0, 1, and 5. Let's see. Black cells are walls separating the grid, with 2 cells unblocked as a passageway. Red cells the identification door. Put the letter there onto the key cell within the same 5x5 grid. And key cells, let's see, indicates a direction. 5 doesn't have a direction. 0 is the same direction as 8 down. The keys locate somewhere in the direction of the statue. No two keys may be in the same row or column. So I guess that means this one can't be a 1, because then it would be forced into the same column as that one. So it has to either be 0, which is down, 5, which is just the cell, or 7 for specifically that cell. And then I can place a C in there to get more information. Okay. Let's see. Now then, the other ones in here are, let's see, it's 2, 4, 3, 8, and 9. Neither of these can be a 4, because then they would be black, which breaks, because all black dots are, they would have black dots, which would break because all black dots are given. Which also means that this one can't be 2, 4, yeah, it just can't be 2 or 4, so this one can be 3, 8, or 9. Because it could be 8 and then both of these ones are 2 and that's a 4. Let's see, either these 2 are 4s or all 3 of these are 4s. That's the only ways around it. Let's see. Just trying to see if anything else really seems to be... Because first of all, this grid, if anything seemed super obvious for me to fill in right now, I would happily do that, but... nothing seems super obvious. One of these is a 1, and one of these is a 1, although it's not clear which for each case. These ones here are 3, 8, 9. These are 3, 4, 9. These are 3, 4, 9. These are 3, 8, 9. And then, let's see, for the rest of the grid, I have 2s within here. For this column, since I don't have a 4, I can't have a 2 in the center. Which means one of these 2 is a 2, and the other one has to be a 4, so they're not next to each other, which makes this 3, 8, or 9. That means neither of these can be a 2, since they would be next to a 4, so this has to be a 2. That makes both of these 4s. Just to make sure they don't intersect with the 2, and then I have another 2-4 pair here. That means since I guaranteed have a 4 there, I can't have an 8 here. Also, I can't have an 8 there. Now that does actually raise issues, so I think that logic's just completely flawed, thinking about it. But let's see. I can't have a 2 in the middle, though, because then it has to be next to a 4. So, I mean, the 2-4 outside thing seems almost forced, which would mean there would have to be an 8 here. But then if I have a 2-4 pair here... okay. So if it's 2s and a 1, then I get a 5 here. But then I have a minimum of 0, 3, 0, 3, and frickin' 4. Which breaks, so I can't do that. Or, let's see. Because yeah, if I have a 1 here instead of a 4, which implies that since I know for a fact both of these have to be 2s, if I had a 1 here, it'd be a 5 here, then 0, 3, and 0, 3, 4, which adds up to 10, which would break. Which means that it must be an 8 here. But then with the 2 and the 4 pattern, means that... let's see. It's just this column, actually, that... the fact that 2 has to behave so weirdly in this column causes me issues. It's like, if I could have a... and I can't have a 4 in either of these, which means that 4 has to be one of these, 3, and one of these. So if I have like a 2 in the middle, it's going to hit the 4, so I have to have a 2 on one of the outside spots, which forces neither of these to be a 4, and then I get a 2-4 pair here, so then I need to have an 8 in each of these spots. But like... then I can't have a 2 in either of these, so this one would have to be a 2. But then that means I have to have a 2-4 grid shape, which... oh wait, no I don't. Who am I kidding? Okay. I'm fine, actually. I have 2 4s like this. Then this one has to be a... no, but then this has to be a 4. Which means... and this has to be 4, so which means, yeah, I do run into that issue of having another 2-4 here and no 8s anywhere. Because all black... oh, I'm working on faulty logic. I don't actually know that there's no black dots in here. There we go, that's the issue. Found it. So I actually can't do anything with this grid purely because I think I need to get through here first to know if there's black dots anywhere. So that was the mistake that I made. Okay. Then, let's see. If I have a 2, it's somewhere in this column. If I have a 4, it's somewhere in this row. Huh. It's like... the challenge I'm running into is that there's... I don't see a great way to narrow some of these down anywhere. Digit in the blue statue cell follows a numpad index. Indicates a direction to that digit's position relative to 5. The key is located somewhere in the direction of the statue within its 505 grids. No two keys may share the same row or column. Or maybe in the same row and column. Password, yada yada. Enter a letter into there to proceed to the next grid. And I'm not going to run into any black dot issues, I don't think. Because, well, at least for this grid, there's no way to get any interaction. It's only for these two grids that that's even a thing to consider. Okay. Let's see. What actually logically then do I need to do now? It's like, if only this cell here would light up, that would tell me whether I have to have any pairs, which would give me 4 locations, but yeah, that's not happening. And since not all white dots are given, can't do anything with that knowledge at all. If I have a 1 here, then this one has to be the, whatever it is, statue. If I have a 5, it has to be the one I'm on right now. And if I have a 7, it's one of these 3. I have a 0, I guess it's one of these 3. Alright. Since I have a 2 or a 4 here, it's somewhere within this shape for this one. Let's see. Just trying to think how I want to go about this, actually. If this one is a 2, then I'm getting 4s in both of these. And then, actually, let's try it the other way around. If I have a 4 here, 2s in both of, not necessarily 2s, 2s or 8s, and all of these, and another 4 here. And then, 4s somewhere in there. Yeah, this also doesn't seem to be going much of anywhere. Because, yeah, I'm just really not sure, actually, where the next thing, what the next thing I should do is. Because, yeah, just not super positive as to what it is. Every row and column needs to have a complete set, 0 to 9. Normal arrow rules apply. Crop key rules apply. Digits in the blue statue cell follow numpad index. The digit in the statue cell indicates a direction according to the digit's position 2, 5 in a numpad. The key is located somewhere in the direction of the statue within its 5x5 grid. No 2 keys may be in the same row or column. That's, yeah, I just don't know what actually where I'm supposed to go now. He's like, I don't feel that there's any information I'm missing at all in this box to do. In this box, I also don't think there is anything. I just know that neither of these can be like, well, this one here specifically can't be a 4, because well, yeah, this one just can't be a 4 anyways, because already there's 4s like in each of these columns, and there's 4s in each of these rows. And if I have an 8 here, then 2, 4, 4, 2, and 4. That doesn't seem to cause an issue at all. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to figure out this box here completely. Just not seeing how. Let's see, this one can't be a 5, so it's 0, 1, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm just not seeing how to do it. It's like, this information I put here is completely not helpful. It's like one of these is a thing. maybe there is a way to do this. If these cells are considered as having keys, like if this, like if this cell is considered a key. Let's see, the key, no two keys may be in the same row or column. Maybe this is, because if this cell's considered having a key, then like I know this one's a C, so I guess I'll check that. Well, I can't enter a C anywhere, actually. It's not going to let me, is it? Let's see. Real quick, I'm going to open up the Fog of War thing and see if there's any way to do that. So if a cell isn't caged, the key isn't there. Oh, I follow now. Okay, well then this one has to be the key, and this has to be a 0. And I can't put a C in there at all, so we're just going to move on with solving this, right? Because now I know for a fact that this one here is the key cell, right? Because if it doesn't, it just says if it doesn't have a cage, it can't be lit, which is going to give me a lot more information, actually. This has to be 0 or 7 for this one. This one is a key cell. That's very helpful information, actually. That's going to get me a lot of places. Okay. 157, and here I need 0, 1, 6, 7. That might be all I can do, actually, right now with this area. Looking at it. One of these is a 5, one of these is a 5. Yeah, I don't think there's anything super notable I can do at the moment. Yeah, okay. So now I know that is a 0, which means this one actually can't be a 4 anymore because it would be in the same row, so it must be a 2. Just going to give me 4s in all of those. One of these 3 then has to be a key. This is 2 or 8, so this one, these all have to be 3 or 9. And this one could be 0 or it can be 7. And I don't see any reason it can't be any of those. Assuming I'm just real quick going to scan these rules just to make sure I'm not misunderstanding something. You need to enter the letter you see on the door into the key cell within the same. Maybe there's a setting that lets me put in letters? Letter tool, hit Alt for letters. Okay, there we go, that's what I want. Okay, that's not actually what I want. Advanced. I'd already solved. Okay, that's... I'm just trying to figure out if there is a way actually to put in letters at all. Because it seems like that's something I need. Enable letter tool. There we are. Can I just toss a C in here? There it is. So then I get an I in here. And oh my gosh, that helps things a lot. Okay, cool. I guess never before had to use that. So let's see. One of these has to be a 4 then, which makes this a 3, a 9 here, a 4 here. No 9s in either of... Or, whoops, this one could be a 9, this one can't. It could have an 8. This has to be 2, 4, right? Because otherwise it would break if it was an 8. And this already sums up to 9, which makes this a 9. What does that mean? This one can't be 9, it also can't be 8, so, oh no, it could be 8, but this one has to be a 9, and this one has to be an 8. Here we go, now I know this must then be a 4-8 pair, this is a 2 and a 4, 4-8 here, means, that's going to give me a 4 over here, it's going to tell me I have O, which must be in here, so, yeah, okay. How do I get O, you might be wondering. Pretty easily, actually. That means I have a D here. And, okay, now we're actually getting places since we got through that snag. If I don't have C in there, that's gonna not work, so I guess that digit can just be figured out at whatever point later in the future. Yeah. Alright, so I should definitely read from the official page, because that would have saved me a lot of struggle. Why am I putting in 3s everywhere? Why do I even have 3s? Oh, because 3 is a potential number. Oh, right, this is a 4 as well, so here's a 2 and a 3. Just forgot this one's also a 4. That one's dealt with. This could be 6 or 7. Who knows which. Either way, this here has to be 0 and 1. Because it can't have a 6, so it can't be 5, 6, or 6, 7. So it's 0, 1, which means a 1 here is 0. Why no 1 there? Weird debug issue things. It's the only answer I can give. For the same reason pencil marks are freaking out for all of this. Alright. Just not going to worry about it. Then this one's a 0. Not this one, and these are repeat digits. But yeah. Just gonna have to ignore all the red. So that's just weird things of the Sudoku setting software not liking any of this stuff. Actually this, yeah, because it can't have a 1, so this does have to be 0. These two are the same number. This one here is a 5. Alright. Let's see. Then. This one has to be the key cell, because it can't be either of these, and it's in the 7 direction, so it's diagonally down. Okay. These two can't be either of these, so they must be this, which means it's 5 or 7, and there's a 6 in each of these groups. This is going to be a 0, 6 pair for each of those. This is just a 1 and a 0, actually, which is going to give me D as the letter of choice, and that's going to give me an E here. And this one has to be consecutive to multiple, which means it must be a 6, which means this is a 6, which the solving software is not going to like, but that's fine. Yeah, solving software really hates all of this. Well, things are lighting up, so it's going fine. If you can just look past all the red. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now let's get on to this last one here. It could be still any of those 3. There needs to be a 4 in here. I'm going to get rid of those now. This is 2, 4, and 8. And let's see. This is 3, 8, or 9. And yeah, definitely can't solve this one without information from over here. Oh wait, there's a second statue cell? Okay. This one, let's see, it has to be 3 or 9. So it has to see one of these 2 cells. It can't be seeing this one, it has to be seeing this one. Therefore it's a 9, and this is the cell. Just gonna give me a 3 here. 2, 8 pair here, so this one can't be a 4. Because it would hit that. Then here is a 4. And then we get an E here, which is going to give me the final one of an A. Okay, now it's just solving stuff. 0, 1. This is a 5. And then this is a 5, and here's a 0, 7 and 1. Oh, this has to just be a 6. So there's 3 of the 4 solved. Oh, this is a 3 here, which means a 9 and an 8 here, and a 2 here, and an 8 here. And this one has to be a... that's not right. There's a flaw somewhere. Let's see. This has to be 2 or 8. This has to be 2 or 8. This has to be 2 or 8. Why? Why did I make these? Hang on. So I clearly made an error somewhere in here. Where did that? No, oh yeah, this one. No, that one has to be a 3. So where is the issue coming in? Because that all seems fine. Let's see, this is 3, 8, or 9. So this one is 3 or 8. There we go, that was the issue. And then, well, this one has to be a 2 then, so we got an 8 here, an 8 here. This one, well, this one has to be an 8, so this is a 3 instead. Then this one is a 3 or a 9. This is a 3 or a 9. Okay, here we have 2 and 9, and here we have 2 and 9. And here we have 2, 3, 8, 9. Okay, well this one has to be a 9, so this is a 2, and then a 3 here, then this one's a 9, so this is a 3 and a 9 here, and a 3 here, and 9 here. Then we have a 2, 8, just a clump. This is a 2 in each of these, and of course the solver is not going to be fine with anything because of this mess. Okay, let's see. How do I'm just going to try checking this. Row 8, 10 digits, skip blacks. So I guess it's this row, 67510. Right? If I'm crazy. Let's see, 67510. 98234. We will see if this is fine. So that is clearly wrong, but maybe when it says row 8 it means the top row of this one. So I will try that as well. 15607, 34982. Okay, yeah, cool. So it did mean that one. So there we go. Just gonna pause the time there because I solved it. It's just the auto solver doesn't like it. So yeah, this one I guess definitely taught me that instead of reading the rules in here, I'll read the rules actually from like the previous page. But yeah, alright, thanks for watching and see y'all next time, so bye.